So today I'm going to be showing you guys the perfect prompt to utilize when trying to create thumbnails for any social media, whether it's YouTube. I mean, you can adjust it accordingly to whatever you like, but to have the image generation be created by ChatGPT and essentially create your thumbnails for you. So this prompt can pretty much be thrown into any image generation tool, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, doesn't really make a difference. You could just edit it accordingly, but it is, in my opinion, the best prompt to create pretty good quality thumbnails without having to retry a million times. Now, obviously, we will have to edit it accordingly. Like sometimes you're going to get, certain things you don't like in the thumbnail, and you can just tell ChatGPT or whatever app you're using to basically change maybe something minor. But for the most part, I find this is the most clean and useful prompt to do this. So as you can see here, all you have to do is take this whole prompt and input the title of whatever it is that you're creating. So for instance, I'm making a YouTube video on thumbnails right now, so we will try this. We will say the best prompt for creating thumbnails with ChatGPT. So we'll leave that as that, and I'm not sure if I'll stick with this title, but just to give you an example. And then the whole thing is very specific, just to give you a nice and SEO friendly and good looking thumbnail. And you simply would put in your title into the prompt that we have here and click enter, and it'll generate some decent to very good thumbnails for YouTube in this case. And like I said, you can adjust it accordingly, and if you don't like what you get from ChatGPT on the first try, you can just tell it some things to edit it accordingly. Now, take note that I will include this entire prompt in the description, so if you want to use it, you simply have to go to the description in our video, and you can find it there to copy paste for yourself. Now, once again, all you'd have to do is just add in the title of your video of choice for whatever platform you're on. And in the case that you're not using YouTube, you can edit it here and say generate a, for instance, Instagram thumbnail image. It doesn't make a difference. Just, pay attention to the prompt itself and make adjustments accordingly. But it is designed, in my opinion, the best way possible to do it. So this is how we would get it, for instance. Now, I personally wouldn't want a realistic person, so I can say now, please make the man a robot, for instance. Or you can say a cartoon. I just don't like this very clearly artificial and AI generated humans. I find it's kind of cringe, but we will leave it as so just for now. And just to give you an example of how you can edit it, you would just, please make the man a robot. You tell it something like that, and you can adjust it accordingly. But the design itself, outside of him, I find it looks great. Best prompt, generate an amazing thumbnail, along with your video with the clickbaity best prompt right here. Now let's see if it actually does a better job for us. And that's a bit better. We actually got a robot doing it, which I find is nicer in the context of tech. And you can make adjustments accordingly. For instance, if you didn't like the yellow, you could say make it blue. And just, it gives you a generic type that you can follow based on the prompt that we have here, and just continually reuse it. And if you're using it in a specific chat, you can obviously make adjustments in the chat so that in the future when it generates it for you, it's following the same prompt but with the minor adjustments you make. I recommend that if you do this often and you're utilizing, ChatGPT for image generation for YouTube thumbnails, that you actually utilize projects mode over here and just have everything in one space. That way it has the prompt and you can continually update it with your own preferences. Now, once again, it is very generic in a sense because it is just a basic prompt to create this specific look that we're looking for, and then you can adjust it accordingly as you go along. So that's about it. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.